last we left, the town of Greenest was at the tail end of an incursion. A band of raiders had come in and cleaned the city out. The intrepid adventurers managed to mitigate some of the damage and help a lot of the people here. At the end of it, a half-dragon approached the keep and, in so many nice words, essentially demanded a one-on-one with whoever was attempting to help this small town. Merrick stepped up without hesitation, and the half-dragon handily put Merrick down and made sure he knew it. Immediately after that, everyone rushed to his aid, brought him back. Not the worse for wear. Everybody left. All the raiders gone. After that, night came. A night's rest came. In the morning, everyone, you walk out of the keep. The villagers are slowly milling around, removing debris, using horses to shuffle things around, taking stock of what's left. The party went around, gathered what supplies they could, and were about to head out to track where these raiders went, per the request of Governor Nighthill. Find out why they came, what their numbers were, what they could find out. And that's where we pick up. Town is yours, gentlemen. What would you like to do?
Did we get any intel on that guard or the masked guy that we captured and handed in? Or do we not care?
No, we got. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know how much I remember what he said, but yeah, they got some information from Taz. What did that guy say? Do you remember? Or what did they say you said?
There yourself.
Yeah, that plateau. Yeah, there's a plateau. That's what we're going to there. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we know which way to go.
All right. So we think that the guy, the half dragon, is affiliated with the same crew, like where we're going. Okay.
Yeah. We're going spying.
Did we bump back into Linden?
Say that again?
Did we run into Linden?
She's around, I'm sure.
Yes.
She was good.
Yeah, she gave me the bow. She gave me this really nice bow.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
You guys.
Horses.
So yeah, I'm gonna. Let's see.
So Umari is going to just watch because he has no idea how to mount a horse. Like, he's never done this before, so he's a little skittish.
Oh, come on, it's not going to bite. Well, it might actually. Just do it like this, slowly and carefully. I'll kind of show him how to do it and hop on my horse. See? Easy.
Light both tokens, yours and the horse.
Control. Select or
I just window it. I just window selected it.
Oh,
It's
okay,
easier.
got it. Got it.
Just click and drag.
All right.
Right click the horse.
Oh, and mount.
That
Boom.
little horsey icon. There you
Ah, it wasn't so bad.
go.
Oh,
So
let's go.
you guys head on out.
Yep. We're still paused though. We can't actually move. There we go.
There you go. Yep. Let's go
Sweet.
for
Hey, it works. Merrick's getting used to this new animal.
it.
Keeps falling off, running behind. No.
Just sliding off the back of the horse.
I'm riding side saddle.
It's not
yeah,
perfect, but
Mm-hmm.
it'll get you to where you need to be, right?
Oh,
So
I guess I ought to look at the map and see where the actual road is over here. Merrick suddenly turns around. No, this way.
Does anybody know the actual way?
Just south. I found the road south on the map. So
Okay.
by the way, if you go to the map that you have at the top, the Faerun map, bring us all there
Okay.
for a second.
all right. Ooh.
Wow. Now I know why we have horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So SM stands for South Middle.
Oh, now I know why there might be other means of transportation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a wide world, gentlemen.
Yes.
It's like freaking
If only I had an elephant.
Ah.
All right. So, can you see the icons, Greenest and Raiders Camp with the question marks?
what is it, south or middle or north of this map, of this SM map?
So it should open you up somewhere near Greenest. So go to the southeast of the map. It's actually, if you're looking at the middle, it's due east.
If you click find token, it'll center your map on it.
I can see River Janthar, and then everything else after that. Like I see the word troll something, but then everything else to the right of that is cut off.
Eric, if
Yeah.
you go down on the top left, you've got your little double row of icons there.
Yeah.
In the second row, third from the
Mhm.
bottom, it'll say find my token. If you click that, the map will zoom right to where we're at.
It's not in the find my token. Okay, got it. Oh, I mean, I click on it and it. No, I see where we're at. Party.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
just
it's a
saying,
little-
I'm
it's a
describing
little-
that like all I see to the right is River Janthar, and then the text of the next locations cuts off at Troll down a little to the southeast. That's what I'm saying. I'm just
Yeah, that's what we're all seeing.
okay, cool.
That part of the map is not on the map that you have.
Got it.
This
Okay.
map you have access to at any point. It is literally a physical map you guys carry with you.
Yep.
Nighthill gave you the map of this particular area of Faerun, so you can access it at any point. The question is, can you see the Greenest icon and the Raiders Camp icons?
Raiders Camp, no.
Right.
Okay.
And I mean, I see our party icon on top of Greenest.
Okay.
Yep, it just
Oh,
moved.
that was
So
me.
actually-
Sorry, I didn't know I could do that.
Oh.
Yeah. Any one of you can move the
But there's
party token. You can all move the party token.
there is no
Any question
icon
mark,
for
nothing.
Greenest though. There,
I
just
see
to let you
green
know.
field.
If
I
you
don't
can't
see
see
any-
Greenest or the token to the southeast,
Yeah.
on the left side of your map, under where your little token is, go down to Journal Notes, which is the fourth one, should be the fourth one down. Click that, and then there's a little pin icon that says Toggle Notes Display. Yeah,
Ooh,
enable that.
right.
it will bring those up, and then you can switch back.
Got it. Now I see it. Now I see it.
Now you only have to do that once. So
Nice.
from this point forward,
I'm never touching that button again.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so that's the Raiders camp, we think. Okay.
correct.
And
Okay, well, it's not far. How far? That's 1 mile away?
So if you go to the measuring tool,
that's
20
20
miles.
miles.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. This map is big and it's one map.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, we got a trip ahead of us.
Oh.
So, yeah.
this
All right.
This.
will take.
Ooh, here we go.
There you go.
3 miles an hour.
You guys see that in chat?
Yep. Okay, but is there a road there?
Nope.
Is it difficult terrain though for horses?
Looks pretty easy.
It tells you there's 2 miles of difficult terrain, and it takes it into account.
Okay.
So it'll take travel time is about 4 hours.
What time is it?
Oh,
3 o'clock.
Is it? What time does it get dark?
Sunset.
6 o'clock on the calendar.
Yep.
So we got 3 hours to let's ride 3 hours and set up camp.
Well, we're only 4 hours away.
Well, then that's a good time to dismount and kind of go the last little bit on foot. I don't want to be riding in the dark on horseback and get spotted
Right.
really easily. Let's get close first.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I'm good with that.
What is going on with the music?
I don't know. I don't hear any.
Hey, jeez, I'm criminy. Just doesn't want to keep going. All right.
Let's go.
Yep.
I'll move us. Boom. Keeping a careful eye out. Right.
As you guys, before we do that, I just wanted to kind of get this going first so that you guys knew what was happening. But as you get to the outskirts of Greenest, you hear someone calling from behind you, running, breathless. Excuse me! Excuse me! Excuse me!
Rein up my horse and go back towards him.
Oh, thank you. You all heading out to track the raiders? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Nessim. You also went out into the night during the raid, and several times, from what I hear. I've asked around. Yes. I have you seen a man, human, shaved head, on the sides, long on the top, and As he starts describing this man in what way he, as best he can, none of you recognize the vision that's coming to mind.
I kind of just give him a sorry. I don't remember seeing him. I look at everybody else.
He just trails off, seeing the blank looks. Well, I see. I'm searching for my master. His name is Leosin Erlenthal. He was he has a morbid fascination, in my opinion, of cults and dragons, and i.e. dragon cults specifically. So he
That's
was
pretty convenient that he was here, wasn't it?
you would think.
Okay.
He was specifically researching them, looking into them, this group, rambling on about big things that were happening, and the word infiltration came about. The last time I saw him, he was among the first to defend Greenest during the raid. After that, I haven't seen him.
Was his body among the dead? I don't mean to be blunt, but what happened in Greenest wasn't exactly a picnic.
Yes. I fear he may have been taken instead. If the only thing I ask is
you're a friend of his?
He's my master.
What was his name again?
What could I say to him that he would know came from you, but doesn't mean anything to anybody else?
He kind of thinks for a moment.
A drink you shared, anything.
Tell him the whiskey's in the jar.
Okay.
What was his name again?
Leosin.
Kind of a mullet, shaved on the side.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. We'll keep our eye out.
I just need to know that he's okay. If you see him, that's it. I just need to know. And if he's not, well, help.
And he's not. All right.
Help in what way you can. I apologize. I don't. He kind of pats his. I don't have anything to give.
He sounds like somebody I want to know and talk to anyway, so that's okay.
A favor owed, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, probably.
Wonderful.
But I might call you on it if I live.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck. And he turns around. As he turns around, you can see he has a bit of a limp. Don't know if it's from the raid or he's always had it, but
so Umari is gonna say, "Stranger, what was your name?"
Nessim Uladra.
Well, I'll do everything I can to help you. I'll let you know if I find out any information.
It's appreciated.
Just gonna. Well, if that's all, and I just kind of get up and start riding again.
you guys head out.
Oh, that's so good.
What's that?
And if you guys could see the spelling that people put in their notes, their party notes for names, and how I spelled that, it is not even close.
Part of the reason why I do the journals, so that you guys can.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it is handy to. It's like, who the hell was that again? Just click on it. Oh, that guy. All right. I forgot that half dragon even had a name that kicked my ass. Oh, he's got a name. Cool. See him again, I think. I hope.
So, just as a side note, I was editing the party notebook, and I was able to go from the PC page, grab Nessim Waladra's name, and drop it in the journal, and it created a journal
Put an entry in
link.
there. Sweet. I like that.
Got it.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, cool.
That makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
You guys can do that, by the way, with anything. You can do it with people. You can do it with places. You can do it with, what's the other thing? There's a third one that I'm forgetting. I don't know if you can do it with items, but essentially, you drag and drop things into a journal, and it creates the link for you so that you can find whatever else it is that you
Yeah, no, I like that. That's
want to
awesome.
reference.
Cool.
We'll give you some things. I also give you ownership of the NPC sheets. So
okay.
if
We
you
can put
want to
notes
go,
in it.
you can put notes as you go of updating what you know about the NPCs as you go.
Nice. Yeah, because I noticed everything was locked down originally. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And yes,
So.
drag items.
Yep.
Nice.
So you guys head out
Yeah.
to
yeah. I'm riding.
the
I'm just
green
kind of
fields.
bouncing from person to person until we start getting closer. I'm just kind of hanging back, chatting. Taz, this is getting complicated, and messy.
That's one way to put it. Well, at least we're not bored. Nothing worse than being bored, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
And it pays.
It does seem to be kind of all right that way. Yeah, I was like, I complain.
And I've got a horse again. Got a good tobacco.
I got this fine ass bow from that girl. I like it. Let's go. He just laughs.
No complaint. Life is good.
And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and take the lead because this is more my terrain, my type of job skill. I'm like,
An hour goes. About an hour goes by. The terrain doesn't really seem to change much. You look behind you, and Greenest is no longer in view. It's just, or if it is, it's this tiny little place.
It's just like a grassland. Like
It is.
steps?
It is kind of a grassland. Kind of. It's very hilly. So
we have a place where I'm from that's called Nebraska. This reminds me of.
What it sounds like.
make Nebraska. So,
Yeah, so
go ahead.
I pipe in. I was like, at some point, I kind of ride back. I'm like, listen, if something happens, use these damn whistles. Just remember, anybody can hear it. I'm going to be a long way ahead. Keeping an eye out. Just I'll either pause and you can catch up with me or whatever, but I'm going to be way ahead. I'll whistle if something happens. And with that, I go out like several, maybe 1,000 yards ahead of them. So, I'm a ways ahead, but not ridiculously so.
Okay. Give me a second here. I'm just trying to refresh mine, but while it's doing that, how about 1,000 yards? Okay.
Yeah. Longbow is equipped, the nice one.
1,000 yards or 1,000 feet? Because 1,000 yards is like 3/4 of a mile away.
Actually, it's just under a quarter mile.
No, it's
It was
over
5,000. Oh wait, no, you're right. I'm thinking feet. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
Kevin's saying, why you dumbasses should be using freaking metric?
I just can't think in overland
Right, I agree.
distances in metric yet. Otherwise, I probably would. 200 yards.
Okay.
Less than 1,000, just under 1,000 feet, just under
Sure.
an aircraft carrier ahead.
Got it. Okay. All right.
That's how I visualize that.
So you guys can see him. You lose sight of him occasionally as you round like these tiny little hills, going in between the valleys of them, sometimes going up and over, but keeping the south-southeast direction. Make a perception check for me.
Alrighty.
As you hit the 2-hour mark. Nice. As you guys, as you round one of these hills, Merrick, you stop your horse. Luckily, there's no road. Luckily, your horses are on grass. And you can hear maybe 200 feet away-ish the very faint sound of voices.
All right. I look back and I'm assuming Taz has pulled up to a stop immediately as well, judging by your perception check.
He actually pulls to, starts to slow down, and you can hear it, Taz, maybe say about 90, 100 feet before you even get to Merrick.
And I am.
Well, Mary's with Taz as well, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You see me just silently slide off the horse, kind of hold it, calming it so it stays nice and quiet. And I'm kind of knocking an arrow into my bow. And I wait and see what Taz is doing. I'm just kind of looking back at him.
Okay.
Listen.
So you guys hold, maybe.
Yeah, I'll see. Can I make anything out on, intent listening? If I'm focusing on it.
You focus in. You start glancing the horizon, and you spot a tree, and you see flash dark movement under the shadow of the tree.
Merrick, you got a spyglass.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
No elephant either.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, did it actually get pulled off? That was fun.
So I can't make out anything. It's that far away. They were just off
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
just
distance.
okay. I'm gonna kind of motion Merrick to come quietly. Look, just. And I'm going to start moving back a little bit to him with my horse. Hopefully we can meet in the middle quietly. That's what I'm after.
You do know as you pull back, the figures in that tree go out of sight. So there's like this hill, and you come out, and then you can see in that direction where the voices are coming from.
Mhm.
And then behind you, behind the hill, is Taz and Umari. So if you went back to them, you get the sense that they probably wouldn't be able to see you, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm backing up, so that they wouldn't be able to see me.
Yep.
So, yeah. And if all goes well, I get there and I'm like, I'm going to go sneak it up here. Let me go take a look. Wait here. And at that point, then I go as quietly as I can. I'm going to start creeping closer, but on foot.
Okay.
And
Give it 2 seconds.
no problem.
Make a stealth check. As you pull up, you can see the map.
Yep, I see it. Okay.
All right.
And I see the two.
You see the 2.
Okay.
You see nothing else as you glance around. Their backs are turned to you. Their weapons are leaned against the tree. And they are talking to each other. From this distance, kind of hard to make out what they're saying.
Okay. Well,
There seems to have noticed you.
they did or did not?
Did not.
Okay. I quietly creep right the hell back out of there.
Okay.
And I go back up to Merrick, or not to Merrick, to Taz and Eric. What is it? And I'm like, okay, we got a couple of these culty guys. They have no idea we're here. Who wants to come with me? At that point, you see me opening up my pouch furiously, or the sack, and I'm pulling out that cultist robe and mask that I had grabbed.
Okay, what's the plan? I'll go. Or unless
All right, you're going to be my prisoner, and we're going to get as close as we can to them. We're going to fucking murder them.
all right, okay, they're bad guys.
They're bad guys.
All right, then I'm in.
If we can manage to grab one of them alive and ask him a few questions, it wouldn't hurt my feelings, but we're going to go deal with these guys, I think.
Okay.
All right, Taz, can you watch the horses? You might have to. or do you want to come with? It's kind of weird for me to come in with 2 prisoners. That doesn't look believable.
I'll stay here, but I'll be ready to.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
maybe
stay-
maybe Taj. If that's the plan, maybe Taj should be the prisoner because if it gets a little
That's
dicey,
true.
he might be a little bit more equipped at this point in time.
You guys pick. Yeah. Finishing up
Yeah,
these
all
roads.
right, I'll go. Watch.
All right, I'll hold down the.
All right. You got a weapon you can hide, and then give me one of your other weapons. You look like I got your weapon. There's no way I'd let a prisoner come in armed, so we got to be able to have something looks right.
I got my dagger of justice. I'll keep that on me.
Is that strong enough? You don't want another of justice instead? I mean, you want the hammer? You can hide the hammer. I like that
Can
hammer.
can I hide the hammer in my cloak?
It's easy enough.
All right, so.
I mean,
Well,
it's,
I'm
a,
able to
it's
see
a
them.
one-handed hammer, right? It's not like
Yeah.
a fucking maul, right?
It's not a maul.
All right,
So, Mary,
I clumsily, just kind of jam that in my belt so it's obvious I've got this stupid hammer right across me. Like, oh, look what I got. And pull my bow, and I'm like, all right, go in front of me, and I'll pretend I got my bow on you. Get as close as you can, and then we'll jump them.
So before you guys go, is you already followed the terrain? Is it possible for me to bring the horses any closer, and then me to be able to move up to be able to visually watch, keep the horses slightly behind, but me be able to see what's going down?
Dude, if I need you, I'll use that whistle. Don't worry.
Okay, sounds
Listen
good.
if you hear that whistle, come running. If not, well, we'll come back and we'll all be good.
All right.
I'll leave my shield with the horse.
Okay, I'm gonna actually hold on to the shield. Oh, I have a shield, so I'll just put it on the horse.
All right.
Pat it
Cool.
down.
So yeah, and okay, as we walk, I'm going to act like I'm limping, but I got this guy in front of me. Just I'm not even being subtle about it.
As we head down, I'll bite my inside of my cheek so that it bleeds.
So yeah, and there we go.
Grab a small piece of rope, make it look like it's tying me up, but I'm just really holding the ends.
Sweet. Come on. I'm giving him the verbal pushing to get down the road.
What's your safe word there, Merrick?
Gold. It's always gold.
Your goal word, gold.
Both of you guys make performance checks. Added.
Ooh.
I haven't looked yet.
I have.
Me too.
Add advantage because you guys are like hamming it up with the blood. So
Ooh.
Oh, that's much better.
let's see what you got. Okay.
Good thing it was with advantage.
Let's see. Come on. So it's a 5 and a 13. Neither one of them. Immediately, one of them has his boots off. Doesn't care. Stands up, rushes to the tree, clumsily grabs a sword, and stands as they see you guys approach. The other one, a little bit more fluidly, grabs the sword from the tree, and they're both alert and ready. But you see their posture kind of lax a little bit. Merrick, with you in the garb, and Taz bound up. Do you guys approach?
Yeah, we just keep walking. I got a prisoner to take in.
Okay. So you guys have control of your tokens. So you if your tokens are moving, I'm assuming your characters are moving.
Yep. Stand right behind Taz. Go on there. Hey, you dipshit, prisoner, stop here. I'm going to see if these guys got some water. Head towards them.
Stumble.
They're both just kind of watching and look at each other. What the fuck?
What a pain in the ass. And,
Where the hell did you pull this one?
Spit blood.
yeah, he was shadowing us. Thinking he could be sharp and follow us. You got any water? This guy almost kicked my ass. Okay. Get in there and see what they do.
I'll look at you, up and down. Look at Tez. They reach. One of them turns around and looks down to grab the water skin. Stands up, tosses it to you.
Well, as soon as he leans down, I assume the other guy is still watching me.
Yep.
Yeah, I pull a bow and put an arrow in his face. Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, gold.
Every gold.
Let me. Which guy do I want to have targeted there? Because the guy who did not look down.
So the one furthest from you is the one who was grabbing the water skin.
All right, so boop. And he just sees me raise the bow, put it right to his face, and pull it.
As soon as the one watching you sees the bow come up, oh, what the fuck? And they just shot to the shoulder. Nope. It takes a shot right to the heart. You just hear a grunt. And then he goes down. The other one spins up, looks down, and runs at you.
Okay, I guess we're...
Go ahead and... Nope. Taz, what are you doing?
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Yep. You got the jump on him, so.
Hammer of Justice from waistband and run up to him.
That hits. Damn, guys.
Big overhead swing.
Okay. You swing the hammer as he goes from Merrick, and you're up and on him, and he looks over just in time to just catch a hammer right in the face and goes down in a clump. Okay.
Hold that.
Try and disrobe them before they get too much blood on them, on their robes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I definitely help him. Definitely helping him.
Okay. So you guys pull the robes off. You're taking the masks too, I guess.
Yep. And searching, looking for like maps or notes or anything, orders.
You do see I'll show you.
Wave to Amari.
Oh, Amari can't see it.
I just do like a little soft toot on the signal whistle, not screaming with it, just.
Okay, Amari immediately hears it, jumps on his horse, and then is holding both of the other ones on each side and just pats the horse on the side. Let's go quietly, but swiftly.
So you guys head out to meet each other up and bring the horses.
Alright.
Right, 1, 2, yeah, come on, do the thing. Okay. Oh, well, that's why, because the stupid thing's in the way. Okay. I will show you. Taz, you find this. Hello, pup. Puppy. One second. So there's that. And where is it? You find a small piece of paper. I'll find the handout later. On it is drawn a plateau. Marked with several things. X's, dots, not exactly sure what they mean. The plateau is shaped like a horseshoe. It's a very unique formation. You find that. You find between the two of them, 4 gold and 7 silver, 6 copper. Amari, about this time you approach with the three horses.
Nice work, boys. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear even a whisper.
They weren't the smartest, but here, help us here. We got robes, so we can all play dress up now.
All right. I'll put the robes on and the mask on.
How much silver?
I don't, although my, oh, go ahead.
I'm like trying to help you hide the horns behind the mask.
I was gonna say.
I'm like, this one may not
7
work
silver.
so well, but you know.
You also see, um, on another one. Why did it just do that? Did it just zoom in?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Alrighty then.
Ah. Oh,
So, um, you flip over the drawing of the horseshoe. On the other side is a small um, trying to think of the name. I'm drawing a blank. Shit, I'm drawing a blank. Symbol. Small symbol. It looks like it looks like a hand that looks like that. Like it's a line and several other lines, like a circle, and just it's very, very crude, but like that. Live long and prosper.
Taz, yeah, what you got there anyway? Did you find something?
Sigil or crest or something here.
Well, I'm not good with symbols necessarily, but I'm actually really good with maps. I'm an outlander. So yeah, that
Bit of a history buff myself.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I recognize this.
Does anything in this geography mean anything to me? I've been wandering around this region kind of working for a while.
There are two plateaus, to your knowledge, Merrick, that ring a bell. Because this is such a unique formation, but they are very, very far apart from each other in the green fields. The one directly south of you is the only one that looks like this. This shape seems to match the general direction that you're going in.
I'm like, oh, that's convenient.
Taz, hit a history check for me.
I tell them what I do know about the plateau. Like, is it tall? Is it low? Wide? Small?
Get to that in a sec. Taz,
No problem. Okay.
your brain, you scratch your head for a second, and it occurs to you that this symbol, you've seen it somewhere before, like in a book. Can't quite place where, but you do know that this symbol, if it is a hand, is heavily connected to the deity Tiamat, the five-headed dragon, the queen of dragons. This symbol and that are connected. That's about all you know. And you're still not, you're not 100% sure it's a hand.
Kind of looks like a hand, which would be connected to Tiamat, but that doesn't make any sense. Must be a spatula or something.
Merrick,
Yes.
this plateau is if you're looking at the horseshoe part,
Mhm.
the open sides go down flat with the terrain. The U part
Mm-hmm.
comes up maybe 100 feet or so. So you could start on one end and walk your way up and around and then back down the shoe more,
Okay.
the horseshoe. The inside of the horseshoe,
Like a box canyon, kind of.
kind of, it goes down a little bit.
Okay.
So it's not the same level as the outside of the plateau. It's a
All right.
little south.
It's not an impervious fortress or a tabletop. It's like a. I get it. It rises out of the terrain.
It does in a very weird way that is. It could be a natural formation, but
It's a. And he actually is thinking this out loud. He's like, okay, wait a minute. He said, you said something about dragons on that paper there?
Yeah. See him. The dragon.
And we've already seen at least one dragon and a bunch of dragon-like things. We've got Mr. Researching Dragon Cults. I think we're dealing with dragons.
Sure.
I could be
See him.
wrong.
Dragons.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know for anything, but I'm thinking, and I'm using it out loud, that plateau would be something you could find from the air really easily. It would stand out in a grassland. And these things aren't following roads. That's not how they're moving. That makes perfect sense with dragons. What do you think?
I think we need to be paid more.
Dragons like hoarding treasure.
it's about. Let me make sure that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting dark.
Yeah, it's getting darker. As you look out, you can see the sun starting to set on the horizon, the oranges and the dark blue behind you.
But that plateau
Or
is
to-
not
to your-
within
Left.
that plateau is not within our sight yet.
No.
So
No.
we're not within its sight either.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like that to
there are
Taz.
enough hills and boulders, and you got a general sense of the terrain. Trees, huge, massive rocks, like just boulders that are the size of inns, sporadically strewn throughout these fields.
Oh, guys, we could rest here
Oh.
tonight and catch them tomorrow, because I don't want to be sneaking up on these guys at dark.
Come on, Merrick. Taz doesn't sneak, you know this.
All the more reason to get a good night's sleep, I think. What do you think? All right. Besides, you don't see well in the dark, do you?
Not with these human eyes.
Hey, still kick ass. So yeah, I'm going to start quietly. I'm going to make a very small, just enough fire to cook on and keep us just a little bit warm. But, they call it a cold fire.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't throw a lot of light.
Nope.
Doesn't throw a lot of smoke. And just, yeah.
Very familiar with those. You guys are hunkering down here for the night.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll take the mid watch. I think that would be the best thing. That's when things go creepy in the night usually.
Okay. And I think this is where we're going to take our break.
Sounds good.
15 minutes or so. Yeah. As you guys wind down, and the dark of night settles in. You have your small little fire, all huddled around, horses grazing. They're trained enough that they don't wander. You don't have to worry about that. They stay close. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm just going to try and get as high as I can, and just, as everybody kind of sets up, I'm just going to be watching as the sun sets, looking for campfires, fire smoke, anything like that out in the distance.
Okay. Bless you.
Excuse me, sorry.
I'd say that the closest and tallest point is the tree. If you head maybe 100, 200 feet in the direction of the plateau, it kind of goes uphill. You could probably get up to the top of that hill.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking for the high point, get a good vantage point for a long way around me.
Okay. As you stand at the top of the hill and scan out over the horizon, make a perception check. Just kind of tell me what you see and how much.
A good idea.
Yeah. You see the plateau. You see what look like little fireflies in the distance, little torch lights. There's a lot. Can't count them. There's a lot of little dots. Could be torches. You see a couple of brighter ones, maybe campfires, bonfires.
It looks all concentrated at the plateau, not on the plains around it.
Not that you can see. Could be just where you are. They're tucked down in between the hills, behind a boulder.
Too hard
You
to
don't
tell,
know.
but yeah, I don't see anything though.
You don't necessarily see anything.
I'm gonna go and I retrieve Taz, and I can never remember your name. Pick such a hard name, Umari, and I actually take him out there and I let it see it. And I'm like, well, looks like we found the right place. Point it out to them.
All right.
You guys see the same thing. You can also make a perception check if you'd like. For those who do go to the top of the hill, seeing what he points out.
Peek over.
I will too. Why not?
Nope. See nothing.
You see a furry bluzzy light, like
Oh, I'm tired. My eyes sore. It's been a long day. You see anything, Amari?
I'll let you know in a second. I think so, maybe.
you do. In addition to these little lights that you see, maybe 300 feet in front of the plateau, you see two hilltops and two pinpricks of light on either side of the hill, just perched right on the tops of the hill. Pinpricks. Best you could gather, might be a couple of cold fires up there. Somebody trying to do what you're doing, keeping the fires low, hoping not to be seen.
I'll relay that to Taz. Yeah, it looks like there's some campers up there of some sort.
Given the positioning, I'll tell you this. So, plateau's here. You guys are out here looking. The two hills kind of flank the path to the plateau.
So the hills are in between us and the plateau.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Where are you seeing that? You know, ask him to point it out, see if I can see it when I focus on it.
I don't see FYI. Is this on the map? Because that Merrick just shared? Or is it the plateau itself?
Yeah.
It's just the plateau itself.
Okay. Yeah, so it's straight ahead to they're flanking they're in between us and the plateau. There's one on the left, one on the right. Small fires. I don't know, maybe
Man,
my dark vision helps.
You got good eyes, man. This is my job, and I didn't see that.
You get lucky sometimes.
Okay.
As your background, you would connect the dots immediately. This is a rear guard. These guys are posted, most likely, right? This is your best guess, knowing what you know. These guys are probably posted to see who's following.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is I don't think it's friendlies.
How cold is it tonight?
It's not warm. It's not super chilly either. It's probably maybe 50, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry, Kev.
Do we need a fire?
Oh, we're gonna go find a low spot. Yeah, because I mean, looking at the terrain, I'm gonna find the lowest spot so it can't be seen from a distance.
All right.
I mean, you guys are pretty low when where your fire is now, like in this on the map. There's the hill between you and the plateau that you crawled, that you walked up to see what you saw. So, you know,
Yeah,
the
we set
hill
a
that
fire
you're on.
low, cold fire with the whole objective was to make it subtle. So
Yep.
we're okay.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Somebody said they were taking watch.
if we crash here, I'm gonna take a middle watch, or you know, like a second watch. Because I don't want to do this in the dark, gentlemen. I mean,
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Kev. Okay. Yeah. So,
Drawing in the sand.
yep. Plateau. Small hill. Small hill. This is where you guys are looking.
okay.
You saw one tiny little pinprick here and one there.
On the hills.
I take a very slow, casual, or very slow, intent scan of the entire horizon, the rest of the way around, in case there's any other little fires. Something we missed.
Seemed to be anything else. Wait. Plateau's here.
Mm-hmm.
You have the two hills.
Mm-hmm.
Way off. Like somewhere over here. One random ass fire. Wait out.
Just kind of an open one,
That's-
just a twinkle, normal.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's far enough away. It doesn't look like it's trying to conceal itself. And as he points it out to you, you all see that too.
It's kind of odd. I think we ought to just keep that in mind.
Someone's watching the watchers.
Or
Yeah.
somebody doesn't know enough to keep their fire low, is what I'm thinking. We won't be the only one to have seen that, probably. but it might be bait.
I'll take to myself and
Gotta grab my dog real quick.
Okay.
nope. Form.
You all bed down for the night? Merrick, you were taking second watch?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's gonna stay awake and watch things for the first half of the night?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, man. Give me a nudge when it's time.
As first 3 hours of the night. Make a perception check. Very nice. Your watch is vigilant. As you're seeing your companions sleeping. The horses, after grazing for about an hour or so, finally just lay down, go to sleep themselves. Nothing happens. It's a quiet night. Crickets. See a couple of bats. Merrick. Second watch.
The only thing I can do is say, hey, man, just stay awake long enough. Give me about 10 minutes. I'm just gonna go check out on that high spot. Then I'll be back here, and then you can crash. I'm gonna quietly go up to that high spot and look around again, see if anything's changed.
Okay. As you scan the horizon, the one fire way out in the distance, it's gone. The two fires at the plateau, a little deeper into the night, easier to see them, still there. The fire light, the pinpricks within the plateau, around the plateau, because you can kind of sort of see into it just a bit. They seem to have gotten more intense. Not by a lot. That's what you see.
I go and I let Taz know what I saw. I'm like, all right, I'm actually gonna perch up there, kind of. I'll keep my whistle with me. Keep an ear out for that. That means I got problems. And
Your perception check.
Merrick slinks off into the darkness.
As you sit at the top of the hill, by yourself in the open air, you're a little jumpy. The horses, every once in a while, you hear them and turn around. It's a quiet night. Nothing seems to happen as your watch goes on. Are you watching the plateau specifically?
I'm watching, yeah. Every once in a while, I just kind of scan the plateau and everything that's going around it.
Okay.
And then focus back on myself, what's around me, close by, you know.
Okay. You don't notice anything particular about the plateau as midnight creeps around. You do see, you think, maybe a couple pinpricks leave the plateau, heading west, or if you're looking, in the east. heading kind of in that direction.
Like,
Comes to the
say-
end of your watch.
all right.
Mari,
Roll of perception, I presume.
yes, sir. You watching from the top of the hill? You watching by the campfire?
Yeah, top. I'm gonna replace
Merrick.
Merrick.
Umari goes up and taps you on the shoulder, Eric.
I kind of relate. I thought I maybe saw something going east from the plateau, but I can't be sure. Other than that, it's been quiet. Kind of jumpy, but nothing happened. So I'm going to go crash for a bit. And then I
All right.
wandered to camp.
All right, I'm
Mari.
watching, and I'll try to focus in on that area for a little bit.
As you watch, an hour goes by. 2 hours goes by. 3. Not a lot. Not a lot happening. And then you're not sure if it's a trick of the sound or the wind. It sounds rhythmic. And then you hear it distinctly. And immediately look up. And then you see it. A dark shadow in the sky. And it gets larger and larger. And you hear the sound get louder even from this distance. This is unmistakably a dragon. Whether it's the same one that you saw in Greenest, you don't know. Beelines for the plateau. Lands on top of it. You see the lights in the firelight of the plateau flicker as the wind from its wings blows a quarter of the lights out. It walks along the top of the plateau, back and forth. And then takes off in the distance. Heading west.
Did it come in from the west?
No, it did not. Came in from the southeast.
Okay. Is it getting... So I'm going to wait until the end of my watch. When people are going to start waking up, I'm going to let them rest, and then I will jump down, and assuming that's the end of the watch, I'll go back and wait for people to wake up so I can relay that information.
Okay.
I don't know if is that the watch.
As
Could
the
I
sun
get any?
comes up.
Could I get any information about, based on either my knowledge of dragons, the size of what type of dragon it might be, or could I recognize any colors of the dragon or any other characteristics, or was it just a kind of an outline?
It was dark out. But you, as its head turned toward the firelight, you did make out a giant horn that stuck out on the top of its head. Um, very, very reminiscent of the blue dragon that you saw at Greenest. Looked roughly about the same size. From this distance, hard to gauge, but it took up, you know, like you could see the plateau. It stood on top of the plateau and took a good section of the top of it just by itself as it was walking around.
Okay. All right. So as dawn approaches, I'm going to proactively kind of nudge the guys and say, "Wake up!"
So I'm like, what's looking at the light, I'm like, quiet night.
Quiet, but not uneventful. We have a dragon on our hands. Looks like the type of dragon that we may have seen before. There were no other events other than it landed on top of the plateau. And I watched quietly from a distance. It doesn't appear that it recognized our presence, but there's a dragon around and it's doing something with that crew up top.
It's in the plateau.
It was at the plateau. It flew back. It flew west. I think that's what you said. Came in from the southeast and then flew west. It wasn't there very long. It landed, walked around for a little bit, and then took off to the west.
Were you able to make out the color?
I couldn't see the color, but it has a horn.
But this was just a stop along the way. That's troubling.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. At that point, I start writing down everything. I pull out a piece of parchment and I'm writing down plateau, at least one dragon, lots of fires, holds a rear guard at night. I fold it back up. I'm like, I don't know how, but if something happens to us, we have to get this back to Greenest. And I just kind of put it in my one of my pockets. And I go, let's just keep it updated as we go. Hopefully we can give it to him in person. And I'm gonna have breakfast.
Mari has mashed potatoes.
Potato.
Actually, no.
browns.
Actually, Mari is, you'll see Mari sitting there as everyone's making breakfast, and he's just going to pull out a potato and just eat the potato. This is how we've done it.
I'll mirror
This
him
is
with
how
my
I've done it.
apples.
Yeah.
That's how they eat potatoes in Nebraska.
Into Arkansas. Is it similar to Nebraska?
Arkansas.
Oh, Jesus.
I've driven through them. Didn't stop much.
Oh, what do we see this morning as far as movement over there on the hills and the plateau itself?
Are we able to see columns of smoke where the fires are?
From this distance, yes.
Okay, so
you do
there's-
see tiny little trails of smoke. No more fires. It's all out at this point.
Yeah.
Umar, you would have noticed that the fires started to go out maybe around 2, 3, 4 in the morning, like just before dawn, a little bit. From this distance, hard to gauge any movement necessarily. Hard to see like people, but definitely no giant flying Komodo dragons.
So what's the plan?
I don't know. How much info are we supposed to get? I mean, it's, do we push further, dig further? Or is this enough? I don't know.
Well, what was the objective? Do we have it?
Well, the main thing is I think they want to know why it's happening.
Who would
Yeah, we don't know any of that yet. I think we have to keep going.
right? Should be careful. Who knows? What dragon is.
Maybe we should go up to one of those, pick one of the left or right hills and go up to one of those where one of those fires was burning versus going straight into the plateau.
Oh yes, yeah, that's a no-go.
Well, as I finished my breakfast, I put that away, and I'm like, well, I suggest we do it in those robes. At least give us a little bit of an edge.
Robes and the mask. They have a mask.
So while if you allow me, DM, I would have been, before the long rest, before my watch, before I went to bed, I would have cut holes in my mask so that my freaking horns could stick out and it wasn't like sitting up perched on top of my horns.
Funny thing, so the masks are, they don't go over the top of the head. They sit across the face,
Okay.
a little over the ears.
Okay,
So
good.
the masks have their own horns. So your horns just kind of fill out the back.
Nice.
Hide your horns even. Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And I kind of, I stand back. I'm like, does everybody look legit kind of from a distance?
You can tell, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you stand back and inspect and
Gentlemen,
wouldn't necessarily pick your comrades out from the crowd. Maybe Umari, but
so we ride closer. Yeah, those guys are. How about we just find somebody, ask them a few questions. Whoever we find works.
Let's roll.
Yeah, so mount up and I kind of lead. I'm like, okay, let me lead a little bit. I'm not going to be as far ahead this time. I says you'll be able to hear me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lead everybody kind of in an arc so that we can kind of cross in front of one of those hills, not go straight at it. Yeah, we'll start off about 2,000 yards out.
so you guys head to the hill on the left or the right, looking at the plateau.
Whichever one feels closer.
The one to the right.
Okay.
Couple hours. I'd say about an hour and a half goes by. And as you approach the base of the hill, you look up and you definitely, as you get closer, maybe 500 feet from the plateau, from 100 feet from the hill, you guys notice that there's a lot of movement. There are people going in and out of this opening in the plateau. There are cultists with garb and masks, some without masks. You see people that look like you. Just leathers, bow strung across their back. Some people coming back with deer over their shoulders. Some people in heavy armor. Some people in chainmail. Some people in more, not necessarily peasantry clothes,
Camp.
but
It's not soldiers. It's a camp.
It's a camp, and there's all manner of people just going in and out. As you look up at the top of the hill, you see a flash of, you're standing looking up. You do see like the tops of heads, moving around occasionally up there.
Many people on horseback.
There's a couple, not many. Not a lot of horse traffic.
Do they stand out? Like the important people have horses.
Hard to tell.
They're kind of
The people you do see on horses, they don't necessarily stand out as, high and mighty. Doesn't mean they aren't.
I suspect if we get too close, particularly if we're on these horses, we're just going to be noticeable. I say we figure out a way to hoof it or get somebody out here. I don't want to get too close. I don't think we can pull that off. Look at Taz and Amari. I'm like, got any ideas? I start looking to see, can I see, like, are there any paths, like, being worn in? Like, people naturally follow paths.
There is, like, a main huge footpath that's, like, 20, 30 feet wide coming out of the plateau. Mm-hmm. And it extends maybe 50, 60 feet out of the opening. And then after that, peters off. Doesn't seem like there's like a main
There's not a road.
There's not a road. There's not. It's make a survival check for me.
Ready?
All right. You would know that after a certain amount of time, whether people make a path intentionally or not, just foot traffic and general pattern of walking in the same places all the time will make a path.
Yep.
That's not happening here. However long this camp's been here, it hasn't been here long enough to forge these kinds of paths.
It stands out. It's so new.
It's new enough that it stands out. You gather maybe anywhere from 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah, guys, they moved this in here fast, and there's a lot of people up there. And I relay that it's only been a couple of weeks, maybe a little more, that it's even been here.
Are there any walls anywhere, or is it just buildings or huts or anything?
As you're approaching, you can kind of see just a hair into the plateau, into the horseshoe, and you do pick out like the top of a tent. The walls of the plateau, now that you're closer, are probably about 100 feet tall towards the back, and then slowly going down, and then the inside of the plateau kind of dips.
It feels like it's supposed to be defendable.
It is. Mm.
Let's hang back and see if we can grab somebody from out here. Does that seem like the wisest path, or is it just me?
It's right in there. Pretend we belong. They both have their own risks.
We all have garb on. Why don't we go up to the hill and what's on the small hill, right? It's just a few people.
Just a couple of people. Just keeping watch.
You want to go deal with them now, or shall we wait?
Well, we could walk up there and in our robes, and looks like you and Taz handled the last crew pretty easily. So maybe we can go up there and try to take somebody, kill everybody but one, and torture them until they tell us what's going on. Right, Taz?
Well, as much as I love torture, as much as the next guy, perhaps we can just ask them, make conversation. Maybe we're hunting people, returning from being skunked. I don't know.
You guys do know also that the two hills, the two scouting parties, where they're positioned, they can see each other.
It's nice and open and visible. It's well, okay. Like, yeah, they're going to see that. That's why they're there. That's why they're laid out the way they are.
Maybe we can trick one of them to come down. Like a scout. Maybe I can do something that'll coerce one of them to go check us, come down the hill and investigate, and then we ambush.
That's all fine and dandy, but then their buddies are going to want to come look when he doesn't return, and then they'll let their other buddies on the other side know, and then we're in. As Granddad always used to say, we're up a creek.
Let's just go right in and kind of grab the first person we can that's out of sight of everybody else. We'll just start there. You know, and so, yeah, I'm going to kind of figure out what it looks like the main way sort of into the plateau would be, which I assume is between the two hills.
We perhaps keep our horses somewhere hidden and going on foot. There's many horses in the big woods mount. As much as we lose our ability to flee quickly.
Well, let's get a little closer first, because maybe we can just snatch somebody up and ride like hell out of here. If we're smart, maybe we can do it without it being noticed.
All right.
We run the risk we might not get somebody who knows anything, but yeah, we might get lucky.
Don't grab a woman or a child, is what I would recommend. Find another masked guy.
Let's just act like we're kind of surveying and on guard in between. Let's just kind of move up like we're a little unit and just kind of watch everybody, like we're making sure that they're okay.
Yeah, I think we might be, guys. Yeah. We might be overanalyzing this. We're guards. We're guards. Let's do it. We're guards.
Yeah. So we just kind of get into a little trio. Just kind of ride and look like we're patrolling.
Vanguard.
Yep. And we'll just stop every once in a while, like we're just checking out the scenery. All right, what's going on?
Okay. You guys on horseback or off?
On. We're mounted patrol.
Okay. All right. You guys ride up. We'll just kind of slowly plod through between the hills. You look up to one side and you see a cloaked figure at the top of the hill. On the other side, you glance up and you see the one closest to you. Look to the other and signal.
I'm gonna give the.
Then
I'm gonna do.
He just turns around and walks back.
I'm gonna do this thing.
Okay. He goes to turn around and sees you do that and stops. And then holds back up. And turns back around. And you guys just wander in to this. You see the walls of the plateau start to rise up in front of you. And I will bring you guys over to the map. Bump. Bump. Okay.
Leaning over to Taz, I'm like, this is the second dumbest thing I've ever done.
All right. So you had Bud, you had Ollie, you had Tilly. All right.
Holy crap.
As you guys get a good view and start walking in, you see things open up to a small frickin' village inside this plateau. You see people moving. You see kobolds running around, carrying things. You see cultists. You see all the people that you saw before, only inside the plateau. Now you can see all of the tents and the huts. There are leather, very well put together, nice tents. There are ramshackle little huts with thatched, quickly and poorly thatched roofs and wooden walls. In here, Merrick, you see the footpath. Seems like this is the little beehive of activity.
Guys, let's go set up camp. Might be the best thing to do at this point.
My aim is just going to be to fit in and listen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of.
You guys are free to move.
All right, let me try and mount.
You can see the map.
Let's see. Why can't I move?
Should be able to move.
Aim is
No, it's not.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Try again.
Now I can.
There
move.
you go.
There we go. All right. So, are these guys like lined out just as a guard in a line,
Yeah.
or just there?
They all have pole arms. They're all just standing there, just looking at the opening. A couple of them just like leaning on them, talking to each other. They look over. They all look over and see you approaching. One of them steps forward to approach you guys.
Yep.
Where are you coming from?
Got laid out of Greenest. Just got here.
Why are you so fucking late?
I kind of suck. I just want to camp, man. I'm tired.
He looks back at the others. You got horses.
Yeah. After getting stuck by some weirdo. We hid. We grabbed horses and got the hell out of there. I'd be days behind. You know how far that is.
Make a deception check.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. I know how far it is. All right, look. Just get in. Barracks is halfway in on your left. Do not go to Science tent right now. Resmir's there. The whole gang's there. They're having some fucking meeting. I don't know what's going on. Do
I
not
don't
go
want
that
any of
way.
that shit. No worries. I don't want any of that shit. I just want to bed down and eat.
Get in. Don't cause any shit.
Thanks, man. All right, let's go find a spot. And I just kind of, at this point, I go ahead and dismount my horse and I'm leading it. Like, you know, I'm home.
Okay. I would like all three of you to make charisma checks at advantage.
Goddamn charisma.
That was lucky.
Oh, did an ability check. I don't know which one I was supposed to roll. This is an ability check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it right.
Yeah, still, it's the same, I think, on you.
And that's where we'll end tonight.